All right, what's going on, people? JV Wins is here. Dogon SS is here. We are back for another edition of the Conscious Approach video series on YouTube. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who has been subscribing to the channel, interacting with the videos, leaving comments, man, helping us hit that YouTube algorithm. We certainly appreciate it. For anyone who has not done so, if you happen to catch wind of this stream or any other video that we publish to this channel, we do this all the time. So, if you like this kind of, stuff that we kick over here on this channel, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let us know what you think about the commentary in these videos. We certainly appreciate the support. It's been pretty fun making these videos and seeing how this little grassroots community that we are developing here on the Conscious Approach channel continues to grow with each passing week. And thus far, we have been doing this organically, so it has been an organic experience. I'm not exactly sure how much longer that will be the case, but I will speak for Dogon as well when I say that I'm pretty proud of what we have been able to accomplish thus far.
Right.
So thank you to everybody who has been hitting that subscribe button, man. We love making this content, and we certainly appreciate you for supporting that logical content. So anybody who's not a part of the CA tribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man, because we do this each and every week. We are kicking things in a high gear, doing it multiple times a week, man. So we got bigger and better things on the horizon. And we do this better than most people who talk commentary on YouTube. So
Be honest.
yeah. So why not give us our fair shake, And so with that out of the way, man, we got to go ahead and get right into this.
Oh man.
So if you are a follower of this channel, you know how often we speak on certain things like good judgment, women who are sharks, women who are male extractors, how poisonous modern day sex working and OnlyFans and things of that nature are, and how unfortunate it is that so many modern day men get caught up in this web, and it seems to be the perfect cauldron of social inexperience and a lot of money. That seems to be the perfect mixture for what causes men to be victimized by this dynamic to their own dismay. It's their own fault. I am not here to defend any of these beta males. I'm just here to call a spade a spade. And it appears as though Zion Williamson is yet another example of one of these beta males out here. Now, if you are not aware, Zion Williamson recently went public with his current girlfriend, who we only know her by the name Akima. We don't know what her last name is. And we don't know exactly what she does. We just know that she is a, quote, content creator. If you believe any of the official reports from credible news sources, she, at least at some point, worked as a real estate agent. I don't know for how long or how successful it was. And she now carries herself as some sort of influencer type person. She has 38,000 followers on Instagram. She lists herself as a video creator. I don't know what the hell that means. Do you know what that means, sir?
No, I don't know what the hell that is.
Okay.
I guess we're video creators.
Right. I guess I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something. And so yes, he's gotten this woman pregnant. They went public announcing that they are en route to having a child, a baby girl. I think they made a video and put the video out. But what made this situation sticky is allegedly who this woman may be, and then who Zion Williamson appears to be getting down with. After he put out the video with this woman Akima that they were having a child, he then got raked through the coals on social media by adult film actress Mariah Mills, who apparently was caught off guard by this announcement because Zion was just with her maybe a week or so prior, doing all sorts of unspeakable, nasty, disgusting things with her. Apparently, Zion Williamson likes to get down with the sex workers of the world, is what we are learning here. And It's unfortunate to find yet another one of these high profile professional black athletes getting outed as a simp, but he is not the first and will most certainly not be the last. So, for clarity and context purposes, we're going to go ahead and share a couple tabs here so that you can get a relatively good idea of what we're dealing with here with Zion. So, first, um, first we have, I got to find the right tab first. So, bear with me here. Okay. So,
Unbelievable.
first, Zion Williamson announces baby girl on the way. So, yeah,
We're gonna show that, right? We're gonna show his little announcement video.
we're going to show both because there's two parts to it. That's the thing. That's the thing. There's two parts to it. So, this first video, and both of these videos are courtesy to World Star, but this first video is their announcement of the child, and then it also cuts to some of this woman's antics to give you an idea of what this chick is all about. And spoiler alert, it doesn't have much to do with real estate. So,
Damn.
so I'm gonna go ahead and play this first video, and then we're gonna play a second one, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about this situation.
Yeah.
My baby, you gonna see this at some point. I don't know what the future holds, but mommy and daddy love you. You don't know nothing else in this world. Know that mommy and daddy love you.
I mean, the courthouse went around those
Whoa.
I'm sending the bread right now, my dude.
I thought this was the conscious approach. This looked like the booty approach. What in on earth?
Right. So that was that.
The booty approach. God damn.
Yeah. So that was on some random podcast somewhere. That is Zion Williamson's future daughter's mother busting it wide open, publicly. And then this is the reaction from adult film actress Mariah Mills upon learning that Zion Williamson was about to have a child with this woman. So I'll try to pause each one of these screen captions for a couple seconds to give you a chance to read them all. But this is her reaction to the revelation that they're about to have a kid.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Mommy and daddy love you.
Sheesh. Oh. God damn. Oh man, I missed my soundboard. I supposed to hit my soundboard for this one. Sheesh. Madness. And I gotta be honest with you guys as you guys read through this. This is it's already finished. I'm like, you go ahead, JV man. I'm astonished by all of this.
So there you go. So that was Mariah Mills. Mariah Mills, for anyone who is unfamiliar with who she is, some of y'all who traverse the deep recesses of the internet know who she is. But she is an adult film actress. I would use the P word, but sometimes that word gets served downward on the YouTube algorithm, and this content is too damn good for us to risk this thing not getting served up. So,
I must say that.
um, that's what you got, man. So Zion, uh, you listen. If you want to debate whether that means he's a simp or not, that's a debate that we can have. I think that it makes it clear that at the very least, he is another one of these professional NBA players, and this seems to always only apply to these NBA and NFL players. Not all of them, but most of them, who just have horrible judgment when it comes to women, just horrible, and women ends up being their ruination. So this dude Zion, number one overall draft pick, you know, had his whole he still has his whole future ahead of him. Obviously, I'm not going to sit up here and try to make it seem as though this is going to hurt his career, although it might. Um, this you couldn't possibly think that this is a good thing here. But what do you make of all this? This is crazy.
Well, it's chaotic, is what it is. And honestly, bro, upon stumbling upon this story, I wasn't shocked that he was dealing with booty stars. I was shocked that the fact that he didn't have like any NDA or any lawyers or any team, no cease and desist, because the girl's still tweeting about stuff. I mean, this has been like 4 or 5 days after, and she's still just mentioning him and going hammer. And by the way, guys, the tweets that we did show, I mean, that was just a very small amount. I mean, she's been writing paragraphs ever since then. So, and that's gone down some dark pathways. Because at first it was like, oh hell no, it's just like something that happened in school. Everybody like, woo, But now it's getting to the point where this woman's psychosis, and I'm talking about this Mills lady, is on full display. And she's displaying exactly why she did the line of work, or does the line of work that she does, because, well, she's out of her mind. And so, but she's after a bag. So some things that she's doing is kind of smart here. Other things are kind of dumb as far as Mills and as far as her getting her bag. But yeah, I was shocked that he got this far down the rabbit hole with workers. The one that he's actually having a baby with, I mean, I didn't know about that real estate stuff or video maker, but I did know that she did adult dancing.
Yeah,
and that she frequented Boosie's parties and in Louisiana. So, I mean, there's so many angles with this whole thing. I'll just start here with the predatory behavior in which these guys are experiencing. If you like go through this Mills lady's conversations that she was having with Zion, because she also posted conversations that she was having with him prior to the expose and during the expose. Every time she speaks, it's calculated, coordinated, because it's like a work email. If you're sending a email at work, you ain't saying nothing off the rails. You're saying everything in pocket, everything legal. You're not saying nothing out of bounds. That's how she was texting him. This was all business for her. And so, she can claim that she's hurt. The only thing she's hurt is that she lost out on the premier bag of 18-year whatever. But the part about this that she's losing her patience with, and I'm pretty sure Amber Rose would agree, all right, is that if she just played her cards right, she could have just been baby mama number 2, and she would have had her own 18-year contract. But she's jumping the gun. I don't know what she thought, but by her blowing all this stuff up, her OnlyFans is only going to go crazier. Her searches and all of these things is going to go up. She's going to do speaking engagements, write a book on her thoughting. So she can also parlay this to that extent, but she could have did that if she got pregnant too. But nevertheless, this is an entirely messy situation. I get more into the predatory stuff later, but how do you feel, man? I know I'm disgusted by all of this. How do you stand on this, bro?
Yeah, Mariah Mills. I think it was a Hot New Hip Hop. It was one of the art. It was one of the sources that I frequently check out on a daily basis. Reported that Mariah Mills's Pornhub searches have gone up by like 200% since this happened, which speaks to all of the rest of you degenerates out there uh, who learn about this stuff and then immediately go to these streaming, booty sites to get your rocks off to get your rocks off on these videos. Deion Sanders, uh, when he was still at Jackson State, invited Brittany Renner to
That's
come
right.
speak to his football team. And I pretty much for the most part tend to lean into Brittany Renner um, on most occasions. Now I feel like when she has a point to make, I feel as though I'm a balanced enough person that when she does say stuff that makes sense, I'll come to her defense. But for the most part, I tend to critique her because
Mhm.
of the decisions that she's made juxtaposed to the kind of image she's trying to portray presently. Don't write a book about smashing rappers and football players and basketball players and then talk about wanting to be a dutiful wife. The two things just don't add up. But Dion invited Brittany Renner to Jackson State to sort of give a speech, Stephen A. Smith style. The way Stephen A. Smith gets invited by these other programs to do like motivational speaking and life coaching and all of that kind of stuff. Dion brought Brittany Renner out to Jackson State to talk to the players about navigating the pitfalls, given your stardom and your money, of dealing with women and how to figure out ways to develop the right types of alert systems in the brain and different processes cognitively to be able to avoid being put in a situation that Zion presently finds himself in. And for all of the shit that I give Brittany Renner, I give her credit for that because she was basically giving these dudes game based upon the game that she has been a part of perfecting and running on other athletes who don't know any better. And I'm at the point now where I just kind of feel like these guys, that needs to be made a permanent curriculum for all future pro athletes in every sport. Um, at least for now, because they're all required to go to college. We'll see what happens with one and done and whether they get rid of that in the NBA and go back to you being able to jump straight into the league out of high school. But for now, if you want to go to the NBA and you're a basketball player, you got to be 1 year removed. And even though some guys go to the G League or go overseas, for the most part, a lot of people go to college at least for the year and then they jump to the league. And then, of course, if you play football, you have to at least be in football for 2 years before you go to the NFL. So my thing is, at this point, I've given up on them learning this stuff on their own, and things like NIL are only going to make it worse. And I've given up on them coming from a household where they're living under a roof where they can be taught by a father figure type person, whether it's a biological father, an older brother, a cousin, an uncle, hell, somebody, I don't give a damn who it is, somebody who can teach these guys how to not allow yourself to get mesmerized by strippers and booty girls. Like, I've given up on them learning how to be able to not get caught up in that. And I kind of feel like it just needs to be made a permanent curriculum when these guys go to these institutions because they need to learn without having to learn the hard way. Because Zion's about to find out the hard way. He's about to get extracted for a significant amount of his income for the foreseeable future, and he has no one to blame but himself. And this is a cultural thing to me. It's more than just pro athletes because, again, I seem to only see this happening to black, and I don't see this happening to these Latino baseball players or these white NFL NBA players or these white baseball players or these European soccer players. I don't see it happening to at the alarming rate that I see it happening to these football players and these basketball players who are black. So this is as much a cultural observation as it is an observation on how to make the proper decisions when you come into large lump sums of money and fame and notoriety via professional sports. But there needs to be some kind of rule instituted because I'm tired of seeing these young brothers get dragged like this by these sharks, these professional predatory female sharks who are they're male extractors and they're very good and sophisticated at their craft. See the next topic that we're about to get into. Seriously. And the one thing that I'll say about Zion real quick is, me, like our friend group, we grew up hooping, playing basketball. And one thing that we all came to the realization as we got older on was that you kind of play basketball the way that you live life. So the way that you play basketball, you can sort of extrapolate the style at which you approach playing basketball to how you conduct your own personal life circumstance. The way you live life is how you hoop, and vice versa. And when I look at Zion, you look at Zion, right? What percentage of the total possible games could Zion have played since he's been a pro? I don't know that number off the top of my head, but it's not a lot. It's not a big percentage. Even if I try to Google that real quick, if I put in percentage of games Zion Williamson has played, I'm pretty sure there's a quick Google search that'll give me this number. He's played in 39.7% of the games that he could have possibly played throughout his career. Now, a lot of people are looking at it and saying he's been hurt, injury. Okay, good. That's fine. He's been hurt. He's been injured. But there's always been this speculation that he might not necessarily be putting in the necessary amount of work that he needs to put in order to get back and be at full strength and be 100%. It's widely reported that there's issues with his diet, his weight. There are questions as to whether he has the work ethic and the perseverance and the mental fortitude to commit to what it takes to getting back to his craft in a reasonable amount of time. He's played less than 40% of his total games. He got drafted like 3 or 4 years ago. John Morant is currently winning that battle. John Morant went number 2. And there are people who are saying, no, it's a clear decision to make. Zion has to be number 1. And some of them, myself included, were saying, does he have to be? Who's going to be more available? And, Zion, whether it's his foot, knee, whatever the case is, leg injury, he's out. He doesn't play. Misses 60 games here, 70 games here, entire seasons there. He's in pregame warm-ups doing windmill dunks. The whole world can see this. And people are saying, well, why can't he get back on the court and play? What's the deal? Rehab, do what you got to do, eat better, slim down, get to a better weight, do what you have to do. You're a professional. Take your craft seriously. And I think that there is a correlation between these questions and Zion's decision-making. And you can see that on full display with situations like this. A stripper and a porn star. He did the double whammy. It doesn't get much worse than that. It doesn't. And look at what Mariah Mills is saying. She's accepting this. She's accepting the decision that he made. She called the baby mama a sister wife to her. So she ain't going nowhere, bro. She's not going anywhere. So you dug yourself a hole, Zion. You look like a simp. You look like a beta. And betas and simps tend to get extracted for resources from women. It is what it is. This is the world we live in. Y'all can debate the merit of the word simp. I don't give a damn. The man is a simp, and he's a beta, period. Period. He's certainly not an alpha. And he's about to start looking more and more emasculated and effeminate as this 18-year-long arduous journey begins. Because I highly doubt he's going to stay with this woman whom he is having this child with. And he has no one to blame but himself. And I agree with you. I don't know what happened to the NDAs, the teams, attorneys, people who are at your side to help you sidestep this type of pitfall. It just looks like this guy screwed the pooch on this from the get-go.
Yeah.
And he has no one to blame for him. So I don't feel sorry for him. I don't sympathize with him in any regard. This is your fault, Zion. So you took a shit. in your bed, and now you have to lie in that shit, bro. And all I can say is let this serve as a cautionary tale to the rest of y'all dudes out here running around trying to holler at these weirdo ladies of the evening. I keep trying to tell you there are women who look just as good as these chicks who don't conduct themselves this way. But you're trying to take the easy way out by doing the Instagram OnlyFans weirdo shit that gets you nothing but pain and suffering because you have no social skills. So I don't know where the rubber meets the road, but this is all Zion's fault, and it's sad, but also predictable.
Yeah, I mean, and you should like the messages that she sent, man. She even sent the damn what you call that invoice thing from the wire transfers. This guy was sending 20 racks at a time, 20 racks, 25 racks. She was, and I think all of that was all in 1 month. And so she was basically saying that, hey, bro, you giving me 100K a month. I stopped doing certain things lifestyle wise, because of you. And I've been living off of it. Yeah. So she's playing the lifestyle thing. So she might even try to take that to court, in that capacity if she tries. So, but as you said, bro, this is a cautionary tale to, of course, athletes, but the average everyday man that, they're not going to talk to actual born stars or booty models, but they might deal with the derivative of it, the girl that thinks she's a born star and thinks she's a model on online influencing. And if there's any influencers watching this, please describe to me just exactly what it is you're influencing, but I'm just teasing. But yeah, so that whole thing where somebody's dealing with that, a girl who can't stay up out her phone like that because she needs all of those likes and all those whatevers. She lives the same kind of fast lifestyle, and if a female sees you as a come up, you just have to be cautious of that too. Somebody that's looking for a check. I mentioned this before, man. Everybody pretty much lets you know what their intention is from the jump. It's on you to keep signing up for this. What's the whole saying? A vampire can't force his way into your home. You have to let him in.
Mm-hmm.
And so these people really can't bully or force their way in. Although I'm going to talk about that a little bit here with Zion. They can't you still have to allow them in though. So for Zion in this situation here where these girls, that's what I was saying, they were being predatory. They're bullying him. And you can see it written all over his face where, okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted some ass. Okay. And it's like, Zion, bro, where's your mentors? Where's anybody? And so, but he just goes along with it. His shirt, the back of his shirt says, I'm just here so I don't get yelled at. That's what the back of his shirt said when he took that picture. But that was true because she wanted that. She wanted the baby reveal. She wanted it on social media. She wanted to take the picture so she can be some housewife on TV later. She played the whole thing. And his dumbass just trying to get a nut. And so the whole time she's just playing. Everybody that's her age and older who already ran through her in Louisiana or throughout the country was, looked at her like, girl, you ain't nothing. You what everybody run through. But when Zion goes to these parties, he's young. And this is some grown booty. So he's looking at it through that narrow lens. She knows that. And then she puts that on display all day long, constantly walking around the house as he wants it. And then she's booty, always on display. And so his dumb ass is just going, okay, whatever. Then he deals with an actual born star. And she's out there. She does everything. Hey, what you into, bruh? I saw one of his messages talking about something. Hey, you know any thick white girls that you can bring through? And I was like, damn, my boy Zion trying to live the life, you know. But he looked like he plays Fortnite, Call of Duty, and 2K, getting stoned, drinking sodas, you know, eating whatever. He looks like that.
Yeah.
And then instead of masturbating, he's got a porn star to do it for him. But he's living like every other 18, 19, 20-year-old that's out right now. And it's like, bro, you're Zion Williamson. So he's like, oh, look, I don't have to go to any hub sites anymore. I can just go get her. So that's what his mindset is. And so, as you mentioned, bro, with the young people growing up, these young people are lacking social awareness big time. And they're misconstruing their sexual maturity just because they know about sex and they know about this and they know about what grown-ups do. Boy, you don't know the levels to this. And you got in the water with some level 10, whatever sharks.
Yeah.
And he's just in there like, oh, okay, I'm just in here, treading water. Boy, you look like a seal.
Yeah.
And they like, hey man, they whap, whap, whap. And then bam, they got his ass. So, and then there's other women that are coming out of the woodwork on him, just trying to get their clout up. So yeah, this is the jaw situation, and this one should be case studies for these young guys that are coming up nowadays of how not to fumble the bag now. Because I'm pretty sure those old heads was telling them about, hey man, they used to pull up when we was at the bus at the Hyatt. And it's like, man, these girls got social medias. These guys got accounts. You guys were living in the days when breaking news was on a newspaper. So y'all don't get what these new guys are going through right now. Y'all didn't grow up watching this foolishness like they did.
It's a whole different game.
Yeah, now they can actually go pay for her. So it's like, oh, and then I'm pretty sure when they get on, they like, I'm gonna get a chain, I'm gonna get it this, I'm gonna get it this, and I'm already gonna be paying for ass anyway, but I'm gonna pay for the best ass. You see what I'm saying? And this is the popular ass. And that's where their mindset is. So yeah, Zion, to me, he's growing up like every other kid nowadays, real doughy, real whatever. This guy just so happened to hoop. And it's the same thing with the Ben Simmons thing, like we talked about before. And it was like, hey man, you know what? I don't think he really cares or likes basketball at this point. And yeah, he fooled everybody because, well, he's 6'10" and he can hoop. So the same thing with Zion, man. You look at his career numbers, his trajectory is out of here. But he doesn't have any get up and go get him nothing. But again, that comes with years and years of this new way of microwave satisfaction. And hey man, I don't, to me he's a grown ass kid. And he got got by some vulturous sharks. So yeah, man, very sad situation, man. But you can't tell these. I mean, I'm pretty sure now. So, like I said, these guys should be the examples and the poster boys for these new dudes coming up who, oh snap. It's like, yeah, no, leave them alone.
Yeah, bro. It's a whole different game. You cannot compare what used to happen back in the day with what happens now, because if something used to get reported in newspapers or magazines or anything like this, there was never a paper trail or receipts. So it was just a he said, she said. I can just rebuke this until it goes away, because without proof, no one knows anything. These women, they can. You can do anything with these phones. These chicks can screen caption everything. They don't care. They don't have integrity. So they'll put you on blast publicly. They can show what you've been doing. Everybody uses Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, all of these things with these electronic proof of purchases and receipts that you can just download a PDF for, text it to anybody you want, put it on whatever platform you want, save it, download it as an attachment. You cannot escape this if your decision making with regard to these types of situations isn't on the up and up. There's no escaping it. So there's no comparison to the way that it used to be. And the last thing that I'll say is women like this, and it's important for men in particular to understand this. Even if let's remove people like Zion Williamson from the equation because he's in that 1%. You know, Kevin Samuels used to talk about this where athletes and entertainers don't really count in terms of being high value because they come into money at a place that is opposite the rest of the population and how men come into money. Most men come into the most money that they'll ever see around the time that they turn like 45 or 50. So in terms of finances and resources, most men peak around 45, 50 years old. In terms of looks, women can maximize at 18, 19 years old, 20. I see it every day. I go to the gym. There's girls in high school who go to the gym 5 days a week. Like this is no game. They're dealing with dudes who are 45, 50 years old. So they're learning the ropes from much older men and they're taking that same game and they're using it on guys who don't know no better, like Zion, dudes who are 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. Like these women can run game that they've learned from guys who are twice their age and then just take that same thing back to dudes like you just talked about who sit around drinking Fanta playing Fortnite all day. Call of Duty and all of this weird stuff, smoking from a bong. Or
Yeah, man.
whatever these people do nowadays, taking edibles.
Vaping.
You know, so like it's there is a seesaw effect to women's skill set when it comes to this sex game and men's skill set when relative to their respective ages. And what most men don't learn until they hit 45 years old, 50 years old, women are learning in their early 20s. Some of them even sooner than that, 18, 19. So, it's important that we kind of speak on this type of stuff because the awareness needs to happen. Because there is a trickle down effect. I agree with that as well. And what we're starting to see, man, is there's all of these, I call them roundaway girls. I often describe it as women who live in your apartment complex or they might stay in your neighborhood. But look at how she looks. She might have 3, 4, 5, she might have 10, 15,000 followers on Instagram. You don't know what kind of dude she's interfacing with on a daily basis. Yeah, y'all might be in the same peer group age-wise, but you know how this game goes. If she looks good enough, if she spends enough time working this internet stuff, you don't know what she's getting into. And so you come in there with your rose-colored, lack of experience. She's gonna take you to the cleaners. If these chicks can take multi-millionaire athletes to the cleaners, they damn sure could take your salary ass to the cleaners.
Exactly.
So, you have to be aware of your environment and your surroundings. And like you say, when these women tell you who they are, believe them. If they're popping ass on the internet, treat them like women who pop ass on the internet.
Come on, man.
Treat them like women who pop ass on the internet. Don't impregnate them. And don't put yourself in a position where they can bring receipts to the party because you look like the fool at the end of the day. Zion looks like a fool.
Yeah,
Period.
and the receipts part, I'm gonna touch on that too. But I'll say this, and I'll put this as a cautionary tale for every man. And so this part is a part that men need to talk about more. And it's having control over your sexual energy. And now being attracted to what you're attracted to, man, you can be attracted and you can still find women attractive and all that good stuff. But you gotta reel it in. And because even when you get into a close quarter situation with a woman, as Zion did, now see, he's supposed to treat this as a pass and go, he's give and go, he's sitting there still in bed with this woman, which was a very big no-no with both of them, honestly. So he was messing up, and that's how he messed around to get him pregnant. But he was messing around the wrong way with that. But even if you're in a close quarter situation and you're dealing with a manipulator, she's going to use the box in order to control you. Now, if I'm saying something that's not foreign to you guys already know this. So this is the part that's essential, is that you have to basically wipe out, or like it's a fine line. It's like a Jedi mind trick you got to play with yourself, where you basically devalue it. So stripper girl can be doing her stripper moves, but you can, if you're looking at it as a way, well, damn, that ass is fat and it's going crazy. But then the other part is, that's game. The only reason why she's doing that is so I can ejaculate.
Yeah.
So there has to be a balance of whenever you're witnessing what you're witnessing. Now, they don't have to be a stripper girl. So this can be your everyday whatever. And so she's real scantily clad now. You know, she in the house for you. Or she's withholding sex from you. So now you gotta show more attention. So just watch the interactions that you have with manipulators who use their sexuality as the manipulation tool. Every Mariah Mills image you will ever see, she's doing this. She has her eyes in a fixated way, and that's the eyes of a sex worker. That's the eyes of a manipulator, a sexual manipulator, and they all have a look. That girl has a look. The baby mama got a look. The Mills girl has a look. And Zion is confusing that with sexiness. He needs to see that as manipulators or, finessers, because that's what those eyes really are. Those eyes are telling you, I know you like what you see. Now do what I say. And that's the mess he got himself in. And as far as the receipts thing, as I said, this Mills girl, she was leaving work emails, real, close to the vest, not giving up nothing, making him say everything. So whenever you're online, or in texting a girl, you got to talk lawyer talk. I talk, whenever I'm talking to people that's not my girlfriend, that's a female, in the day of Me Too's, oh man, I'm talking like HR can get involved. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like HR can get involved, because I ain't saying nothing that nobody can say that. And it's like, man, what? Man, I was just shooting a shot. I was just trying to get me something. Like, no, he harassed me.
It'll cost you.
Yeah. So in this day and age, you got to be mindful, even when it comes to that. So I'm real mindful of how I'm sending emails, text messages, emails, any damn thing.
Yeah.
DMs.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing, there's this thing out there that went viral with this Home Depot girl. I call cap on that. That girl did not work at Home Depot. She's an influencer who took a Home Depot picture.
I know what you're talking about, and I don't think she works there either. Yeah.
Yeah, but nevertheless, it went viral. That's what you influencers doing, huh? But it went viral, and here comes Shaq out there DMing her because he liked what he saw. He ain't do nothing crazy, but he got a little, you know what I'm saying? Hey, holla at me kind of thing. But enough so where this girl goes, somehow it gets out there. So he played it safe, even though he was seen with Brittany Renner. I'm going off topic. But he played it safe there. But the whole point is you got to be mindful, because you're a screenshot away from clout. So Zion, hey, man. Everybody in their interpersonal life, whatever. Again, man, just look at this as a cautionary tale, man. Devalue that vagina. Do not put it on a pedestal, because when you put it on a pedestal, you're paying for shit that you don't have to pay for. Trust and believe, bro. Somebody is getting that for free, and you sitting there wiring her 20 racks every 2 weeks. Boy, you out of your mind. So this is a prime example of what happens when you give a simp hundreds of millions of dollars. Yes. They go and do this.
Yes.
So, yeah, man. Bad story, man. But hey, man, we got to learn from it, and I'm sure, hopefully, he's learning from it. Hopefully.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm losing faith in that more and more. But yeah, I just think that he's a sucker. And yeah, if we want to be optimistic, then perhaps this will teach him how to not be a sucker in the future. But typically, tigers don't lose stripes. This guy just might have sucker built into his DNA. And it gives me no pleasure in saying that, but this is as disgusting as it gets, honestly.
Man, at least
And,
18 years, bro. At
yeah,
least 18 years.
it's ridiculous. It really is. Like I don't know. I don't understand what the fascination with this dude and with these dudes and these sex workers and these strip. Like just get off of it. But good luck, Zion, bro. You in for it. You in for it, man. And
You're
you
not
have no
supposed
one
to
to blame
lay
but
up
yourself,
with
bro.
them,
Yeah.
bro. They're workers.
Good luck with that. Yeah. Like she's performing a duty and you're like, on vacation with a person who's at work. Like
Exactly.
it just doesn't compute, man. But
Oh,
whatever.
my goodness.
All right, Zion, man. It is what it is, but it's a sad situation. Good luck, brother.
Get well soon, sir. Get well soon. That boy's sick.
Sick, bad, big bad sick.